Hey guys, so 21 hours ago, Foodie went live, and it's a stream titled So Tired. And I think this is the closest we've gotten to a real rage in a while. Because I got thinking about it and I was like, why does it feel so long? And then it clicked in my head. Everything happened in Kuwait, and she got back to Canada, and suddenly we were very soft spoken, very demure, very almost submissive behaving. Um, and in Canada, she said that she was, trying to be how she should be and what a Muslim woman and wife should be. And we've really gotten soft spoken Foodie on the whole. Well, now that she has come out and said, I want to go back home, I can't pretend, to be this anymore. The old Foodie is starting to come out slowly. Um, and that's the other thing that that kind of clicked when I was having that thought process is that, she's sitting on here and saying, guys, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of hiding who I am. I've worked so hard to hide who I am. It's been like 6 months, 4 months. Like it hasn't been a really long time that she's been trying to be the sweet, submissive woman. Um, so I find it kind of funny that we're already at the end of our rope. So, it's only an hour and 13 minutes long. I have her at 1.5 speed. Hopefully I can control my mouth enough that we're not sitting here for 29 million years. So we're going to get over here to her. Make sure you guys have a drink or something. Well, I always have water, but I have hot southern peach tea today, um, so that we can get through this. We got this. Let's see what she has. Let's see what she has to say.
Hold on. Maybe this will be better. Anyways. Hey, Meg.
She tries so hard to hide that tattoo, and it doesn't matter. I don't understand. Like, she wouldn't have to pull her sleeves down and stuff if she would wear band-aids. I've had one job that I wasn't allowed to have my tattoo show, so I just wore long sleeves, and then on my hands, I would put little band-aids. Um, and it's real easy. You put them on and then you peel them off whenever you're done. So I don't know why she doesn't go that route instead of always trying to sit weird with her sleeves, or even just put makeup on it. I don't know. I couldn't imagine being somewhere, um, like living, that I had to hide my tattoos every day. I have far too many to try that nonsense. I am currently at 76 tattoos and I'm in the process of blacking out my leg. So I would be in so much trouble if I had to cover up all my tattoos.
Megan, edits, Mark, strawberries, Jessica, coffee. Was okay. Very good. Gabrielle, it's great. You changed your picture. Hey, Fernanda. Freeze it. Strawberries, normal set, Carla, Brooke, Saber, Jasmine, Nicole. Yeah, Hardy, Dorky. Yeah, that's true, Scrape, unfortunately. Hey, Becca, Golden, Barbara, Layla. Blessed talented. Aw, thank you. Unless the artist is you, then I won't, cheese curd. No, it's Shisha. Going nuts over what? Yum, cold foam? That sounds good. PayPal, there's my PayPal. Yeah, this isn't Kuwait.
Speaking of, the on her community tab post, the GoFundMe has been completely removed. It's not there anymore. So I don't know if they shut it down or if it's still frozen. I'm not sure what's happening there because she said nothing. And then the PayPal is gone. I to find a link for her PayPal, I had to go back. I think it was 2 days ago. Like she's very quietly kind of hiding it, and I think she might just be going with the method of when I'm live, I'm gonna have somebody pin it in chat and talk it up, hype it up a lot, um, and see what happens.
Cowpat. When do we get back to Canada? Do we do old-fashioned traditional visas? Depends what era. Shut up, RGM. We did block the comments, you loser. Get out of here.
You can hear all those kids in the background. That's so fun. I'm sure she's hating it, but it sounds like they're having a blast.
Thank you. Go tell that to reaction channels. They don't care about her because they talk about her in a negative way. I was positive on my channel. I tried to do something good for her. I did do something good for her.
We do not talk bad about her. We talk bad about you, and we are also working to hold you accountable for what you said you would do. I already showed how we could show receipts. I already showed how all of that works, and you still choose not to do what you should have done. And then on top of it, you said, everybody donated this money, and you were like, well, it's going to be a while. Salah's going to pay her first, and then we'll just recoup the money later from the super chats and PayPal and stuff. The thing is, though, is that when you do that, and then we're not shown you guys giving her the money, Salah could, even if the family got money, Salah could have gone to the family and said, oh, we only made $200. I'm sorry. When really you had a whole lot more in your pocket, but nobody knows any difference. You think random pictures are receipts. It's not receipts. That's not how this works. A receipt is a receipt. Maybe I'm going to give you a word of advice here. It's one of the best things that I have. Buy a dictionary. I have an old dictionary over on my shelf, and anytime that I think I'm not really sure what that means, I'm not really sure, if it's being used properly, I run and get my dictionary. You'd be amazed what you can learn. I just saying.
And you're not going to take that away from me, so go freak out somewhere else. Bye. I'm not in the mood for your shit. Hey, YouTube lover. Barb. Depends what era.
Well, I'm in my house, and unlike Salah, you can't boss me around in my house. You can't tell me to go in another room while you lounge on my family's couch. So I think I will probably sit just right here and be completely happy running my mouth here.
My dream is to set up a comfortable home for myself. Hey, Tammy. Julia. We're a bees pad, content pad. Like, it's the constant inferences that I did anything with malintent when it's them who are. Like, half-brain people in this community.
It's. Hold, please. I need to just start keeping certain books just right here on my desk. Because I think we're going to be using them a lot. So, boop, 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 boop. Did I skip it? Okay, well, it looks like the closest that I can find to it um, is going to be malice. Um, so, malice says a desire to harm others or to see others suffer. Spite would be malicious, maliciously, malicious. Um, Under that is malign. It says to speak of or defame, evil or harmful in influence or affect, injurious, malevolent. Um, like that's not what any reaction channel wants to have happen. That's not. We are literally sitting and commenting on the behaviors that you put out. Now, if you would have said, I still would have had a problem with you putting a child on the internet, but if you would have followed through and said, hey guys, here's a video of us giving her the money. Here is a picture of how much we raised exactly. This is the amount that it is. We are handing it to her. If you didn't want to do that, you could have shown us invoices. I showed you how to do that yesterday so that it would not dox anybody. It doesn't reveal any information. It literally just gives facts and figures. That's all it is. But you couldn't do that. Then after what you did with Bruce, like it's the same thing over and over again. And the place where you went wrong, first of all, you did what you did in Kuwait. Then you ran from Kuwait, bragged about being an international fugitive, and then you had the nerve to sit in your little cush Canadian apartment and say, do your worst, trolls. They're watching you because you are not behaving in an acceptable manner for anybody to behave in. I don't care if it's you, I don't care if it's my mama. I would be saying the same thing because it's unacceptable. And then you want to blame everybody else. That's not how this works. I am literally just sitting and commenting on what you do. That's all this is at the end of the day. So if there's any malign intentions, it's on your end, honey. We are just pointing it out. Reaction channels are what hold a mirror up to you so that you can see yourself for what it is. And clearly, you do not like what you see. That's not my problem. That's yours. That means it's time for you to step back, examine yourself, and make a change. And if not, then shut your mouth and let people just talk, because that's what we're going to do until you get your act right.
In that community, my Beezer community is awesome. Hey, Teardrop, Lisa. The long walk. Is it good? Yeah, her family is way better off because of this. So those of you who helped her, thank you.
Okay, it's not about somebody helping her. I want to know how much she was helped. You said you would be fully transparent, and you never have been. And that is an issue. Were we $200 helpful, or were we $1,000 helpful? Because obviously, your idea of money is not what everybody else's is. You sit there and you're like, oh, well, it's just $1,000. I don't know why it's such a big deal. Guys, it's only $2,000. Stop throwing a fit. I'm sorry, that's $3,000, and that would $3,000 would pay my bills, almost all of my bills for an entire month for me and my family. A full family. But it's just money.
And we continue to, in many ways, like I said. Hey, Apier. And I especially don't have to prove it to anybody who thinks that way. Y'all can sit in as the world turns. Thank you.
Okay, I don't think that hit how you thought it would hit. But also, if you don't have to prove yourself to anybody, then you shouldn't have brought her online. You should have paid out of your own pockets, which you claim you did anyways. Um, and then none of this would be an issue. Nobody would be talking about this. We'd be talking about your horrible spaghetti that you keep making in Syria, trying to sell it to us as Syrian spaghetti.
Uh, yeah, to show her marriage certificate. The only really personal information I'd have to block out, like how much money was given to me and stuff. No, I can't put the GoFundMe.
Uh, she just said that the only personal information she would have to blur out on the marriage license would be how much money she got. That money was never reported. Like, she owes back taxes, she's dealing with that bankruptcy. That money was never reported as income, which would get her in trouble. Girl, you just keep digging a deeper and deeper hole. I mean, at what point do you want some muck boots in a bucket?
GoFundMe under my name? No, he didn't say that. I saw his live strawberries. Liar. Because he would have preferred to use a different name if he'd known it would have shown. Hi, Katie. Hi, Wiley. Oh, you're babysitting. Because you're allowed to fundraise for somebody. It's my bank information on there. So
Do you see how hard she was trying to work to come up with an answer about the situation with Pete's? Pete's is not, if you watch the last foodie video that I did about the traveling in Syria and everything, at the beginning I started with Pete's. And Pete's was, you could tell that he was visibly uncomfortable. And, he even then came out and said, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't really like it. And then to make it even more embarrassing, um, he was like, yeah, sure, make donations, guys. And somebody in his chat had to tell him that they couldn't make donations anymore to the GoFundMe. And you could watch him, and he sat there and he was staring at the chat, and then he was just like, and you could see him processing everything. And I could only imagine that he was sitting there and being like, this is my name on this account. This ties me into it. And you didn't even have the nerve to tell me that it had been frozen, it stopped, whatever. And he was trying to figure out, like, what angle do I attack this from? What do I do with this information? Like, she's supposed to be your best friend. And this, like, she's not even there and she's throwing you under the bus.
I didn't lose the GoFundMe. They just paused us being able to take funds, or me, I should say. But I'm not going to be getting the funds anyway. So I'm not going to take the funds now. I'm going to have, like, it's all, somehow I'm going to have family pay for whatever I need from it. But I'm allowed to use PayPal. So that's why it's in there. I just can't use the fundraiser, is what they told me. I can, if you go look at my community tab and you Google it. I know, Gabrielle.
You can use PayPal in Syria as a Canadian traveler who is on a tourist visa. You are not on a tourist visa anymore, ma'am. And I don't even know that you're actually legal to be there right now because you keep sending Salah with your passport somewhere to take care of things for you. Legally, he cannot do that. You have to be physically with him.
I told you, half brain, that's why. Hi, Carefree. We hate Chantel in Syria. It's so boring. When I said that I miss Canada also, I want to go home, I want to go back. Oh, we're going to try to sabotage everybody because we're psychotic. Yeah, true.
Okay, I think she needs to get her facts straight because I have not heard a single reaction channel that has said this needs to be done, go and flag this. No, I haven't heard anybody saying that. What I've heard is people saying, oh, thank God, let's get her back to Canada. Let's just sit back and watch the show. I think a lot of the people that were donating the dollars and reporting and stuff like that are just people who are irritated with her. And I honestly believe a lot of them are former Beezers, if you want to know the truth.
Hardly Quinn, right? Really, Nicole? Was it not a good breakup? Ours is amicable, like, I know, Tammy, like, they're so pathetic. If they don't see that, if they don't have the self-awareness to sit there and see that somebody who's not even bothering them is not problematic anymore, they have nothing to talk about, so they have to go real life and try to ruin everyone's life, and
You are still so problematic. You say things that you should not say, you do things you should not do. You might be illegally squatting in a country in the midst of a war. I'd say that's pretty problematic. You say that we talked bad about that little girl while she was on your live stream. And since we were not the ones talking bad about her, we were the only ones protecting her because we saw what those men were saying in your chat and you left them there. They are still in your chat. That tells me that you find their behavior acceptable. So, please explain to me, guys, how just existing on a couch can make somebody as problematic as she is. I don't think it's going to take you guys long. I don't think it's going to be hard. You're not going to be sitting on your couch being like, I really got to think about this. How is Chantal problematic just sitting on her couch? It's easy. She is dense.
Just be so pathetic. That's on that. Like, they're just dumb. It's so tiring. Yeah, I've kept all the money, Lisa. I was able to keep the money. Yep. It's great. I know, peasant. I'm just trying to get home. And this people who are moaning, why should we pay for? You did not give a dime of your money to me. So why are you crying? Do you have a problem with what someone else does with their money? It's not your business. If I'm asking business, even if you were planning to help, but you want to know my business, no, then don't help me. I'm not. You're not entitled to that information just because I'm asking for help.
Okay, part of my issue with this is that you make more money off of YouTube than a lot of the people that are in your chat. And they are looking at you and saying, oh my gosh, she's in trouble. Let me help her. And they do. And then you have those same people coming in your chat and saying, hey, I donated $5. That's all I can do until I get paid. Let me, like, I'll give more my next pay period. You have people like Teardrop who has to use her son's credit card to pay her membership and to send, just to do those types of things. That's what she has to borrow it from her son. She talks all the time about how they don't always have enough food and life is such a struggle. And you have Teardrop in there apologizing to you over and over again. I'm so sorry I can't help. I'm so sorry I can't do more. I can do stuff. I can do something when my check comes in. That's the issue. You take and take and take and take from everybody. And then you act like it is expected. It is what is demanded because you're an entertainer. It is stupid to me. I cannot believe that. Now, if you have people in your chat that have extra money and they want to give it freely, awesome. But I honestly think it should be a thing of, guys, I'm trying to get back home to Canada. It's a goal that I'm setting. Thanks. Moving on. Maybe mention it once a stream. Like that's all you have to do. Instead, we are sitting here and we are listening to hours and hours and hours and hours about how badly you need this money, why you need this money. By the way, here's where you can donate the money. It's old. It's old, it's desperate, and then you sit there smug and high and mighty looking as though we are all beneath you. Which is sad, because I don't even know that you're worth the gum on the bottom of my shoe.
And obviously, how is it a scam if I'm raising the money and I'm going to be using it to move exactly what I need it for, So,
okay, it can still be a scam if you're using that money. Okay, so what if I sit here and I say, guys, I need to move. I need to move like in a week and I don't have any money. I need everybody right now. Send me whatever you have. I'll take quarters. I'll take dollar bills. I'll take hundreds. I'm not picky. And then you guys, because you are kind and compassionate people, yes, I'll give what I can when I can. Awesome. So I get my $10,000 to move. I don't tell y'all that I had 40,000 sitting in the bank. I just didn't want to spend my money on it. That is still a scam. Even though I asked for the money, you gave willingly, and I spent the money on moving, It is still a scam because I came to you and said, guys, I have to move. I can't afford this. I need help. I don't need help. I had $40,000 sitting in the bank the whole time. It is still a scam. Oh my gosh.
You seem upset. I'm just tired of the BS. I think you would be too. Let's be real. Yeah, I know, Deirdre. Anyway. Oh. Why are they banning Stephen King? Hey, Leanne. Sort of CM. Yeah, then we met the internet, right? They hate their lives. I know, Bobby Joe. I don't understand the mentality. That's, really, Strawberry? Sorry about that. I know. I know, Lily.
I love that she thinks that I hate my life or that most reaction channels hate their life. Because I don't. I get to cook, I get to clean, I get to hang out with you fine people multiple times a day. Um, I have the best, cutest service dog ever. I won't fight over much, but I'll fight over that. Um, I have patio furniture so I can go sit outside because it's one of my favorite things to do. Um, I get I have an entire office that's full of all of my craft stuff so I can crochet and sew and do embroidery and I can paint and I can sit in here and read. I can do all sorts of things. Like, my life is so blessed. We don't have a ton, but what we have is enough. And I am so blessed to have it. And I don't think that she will ever understand that. And that's sad. That is very sad. It is such a beautiful feeling to learn to be content in your life and to learn to just enjoy it for what it is, how it is. And I'm sorry she's going to miss out on that.
I have enough to catch a flight. But I don't have enough to... I'm not ready to go yet because I don't have anything set up. I don't have a place to stay. I donated from the heart. And I appreciate you, Carefree. I really do. And I'm keeping that money, all of it, to, put together and, yeah.
To put together, and yeah, what? I would like a detailed list with a potential timetable. Like somebody sitting there and saying, I gave with my whole heart, I gave what I had. And she's like, yeah, and I'm keeping that money. Thanks. Wow.
Nashi supply. Hey, SB. There's not even any Nashis apparently in some Canadian cities, so I'm allowed to receive normal, donations, just not the fundraiser. Yeah, let's try turning off the video. Let's see if that helps the internet. Sorry, guys, it's just I have to, But if I go back to Canada, we'll have better internet. And I don't say... Yeah, Bobby, you can... Sure. Hi, Michaela. So I was saying I can receive normal PayPal donations, but not do the fundraiser through them. So I will...
She can only receive normal PayPal donations while in Syria if she is on a tourist visa because she is not residing there in any way, shape, or form. A tourist visa has a 30-day maximum. That's it. Anything past that, even if it is husband sponsored, it is a different visa. It's not a tourist visa, which then means that she cannot be using PayPal because of the sanctions. Also, she has never physically gone to the office herself, which means that it's also probably, whatever she has is probably not a legally binding visa.
But they reinstated my PayPal, and that's what they told me. So somebody sent me... Thank you to whoever sent...
Because you lied to them. You said, I am a Canadian traveler. You did not mention that you are a Canadian traveler married to a Syrian man, staying in Syria, and you have been there well over the 30-day period.
I always reply with a thank you to whoever sends something. And
did you get your security clearance yet?
And stop explaining myself, yeah. Cape Cod chips. Yeah, I had to go off camera because the buffering is bad. Sorry. Yeah, marzipan, but I do use it for what it's intended. I know it is, Teardrop, it is. But whatever, I appeal it and they investigate it, and just because a hater doesn't like me and tells lies, like, I'm able to prove things, you know? Hey, Debbie. So they literally just reinstated it. They have to. Yeah. I see your point, Marzipan. So, whatever.
Again, it's because she lied. She said, I am a Canadian traveler traveling in Syria. She never stopped to say, I am a Canadian who has been staying in Syria for almost 4 months. I'll probably be here another 2 or 3 months at this rate. And I'm living with my Syrian husband. The people at PayPal would have said something completely different based on that.
So yeah, I just got home not long ago. We left early and I feel like a villain because they were kind of not wanting us to leave. It's a gift, yeah. And it's very helpful, you know, like I do want to go sooner than later because, you know, I just really, you know, want to. And yeah. But I get overwhelmed sometimes. Hey, create chaos gossip. Boo. The thing is that it's kind of creepy, like right now. I know, teardrop, like I yeah, true. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm just worried about things getting volatile again. So I kind of want to go sooner than later. And also, yeah. But we went at around, why is it buffering?
She's worried about things getting volatile again. She was literally there during that last airstrike on Damascus. And that wasn't enough. But now we're worried about volatile. Has she been listening to us? Because just the other day I was telling her, like, it might be more believable if it was like, hey, things are getting dangerous. I'm in danger. I'm whatever. Do you think she's just bouncing around different reaction channels, especially smaller ones that a lot of people aren't going to watch or see, to get ideas about how to make this more believable? And maybe there was a bunch of us saying, maybe if she was in danger, maybe if it was really bad, and she's running with it. I don't know.
God. Did you guys hear the part about the dudes getting killed?
Is this the start to a really bad joke, or? And she's like, did you guys hear about the dudes getting killed? Which dudes? Where? News? America? Canada? Syria? Kuwait? She needs, she's gonna have to practice her conversational skills again when she gets back to Canada. If she gets back to Canada.
No, volatile with like the situation here. Like people are getting murdered in their shops. There was two men who got killed in their shops today in our town, near our town anyway. Thanks, Carefree. Appreciate you. 5 minutes. No, not with Salah. I don't know, SCM. If I can, but yeah. So that's why also, yeah. Well, it wasn't right in our town, but near it.
She slipped up and said in our town, and it was in her town, and now she's trying to backtrack it so people can't figure out what town she's in, but we all pretty much know where she's at.
Maybe, Miss Blackwood. I don't know why they did it. Just some kind of conflict. But we went there about New York. Like 1 a.m. Oh my god. I'm not even answering that. It's not me who set up the GoFundMe, right? It was Pete. So he has to withdraw the money in Canada. That's why. But see, half brain. They can't even figure that out.
Okay, but you are lying. He does not withdraw the money. It is whoever the bank account is attached to. That is you. And that's where the issue comes in, is that, yes, you have a Canadian bank account, but you are in Syria, which means even if you leave the country to get your money and you go back into Syria, it is still taking that cash into Syria, which is what they are frowning upon, especially when you are crowdfunding money for Syria. It does not exactly look good on you, I guess is how I can say it.
It's not going to Salah. It's not your business. It's going towards my moving. Anyways. Um, and then we were there till about 8. And to me, that's a long time. 7 hours. I don't know. To me, that's enough. But then, like, I feel like they were upset because I wanted to go, like, you know, because I'm very just tired of, like, mentally exhausted from socializing.
Salah needs to just start leaving her at home until she leaves.
No, I don't have a joint account with Pete's. It's a GoFundMe. Um, if you don't want to donate, mind your damn business. Hi, Margie. I know, MG. Like, really? Does anyone have extra brain cells to donate to Gore World or what? And then they wonder why I'm bitchy. This is why. Like, I think you guys, I don't know. I just have a low tolerance for stupidity like that. Hey, Lan. Okay.
And you wonder why we all sit and stare at you in shock and awe. Like, if you think the level of stupidity that you're seeing out in Girl World and with reaction channels, you clearly do not look in a mirror often enough.
It's not attached to his bank account. But I can easily transfer him money. Like, he can easily take it out or whatever, you know? I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I might just use it. I don't know. We'll see. Like, whenever I get there, if I have.
At what point, if it's attached to her bank account and she's transferring it to Pete's bank account so that Pete then can wire it to her or whatever, at what point are we talking money laundering? International money laundering. I don't know. If I was Pete, I'd throw my hands up and walk away.
Have the money in the GoFundMe, I can withdraw it when I get there and use it to pay rent or whatever. Probably YouTube lover. Hey, Night Owl. I know, Carefree. Yes, right, Teardrop. So I felt really bad because I feel like they want to spend more time because they like spending time with us. You know, it's not like they're trying to torture me. It's just that, it's just like, ugh. I feel bad trying to explain, like, my mental health, and I get exhausted being around. There was, like, a lot of people, and after about 3 hours, like...
You get exhausted because it takes too much brain power to rub your two little brain cells together to get words to come out, which is hilarious because you don't even speak the language there. You're literally sitting in a corner mumbling to yourself, and it's exhausting. It all you want to do is lay on a couch. How many people are going to be irritated though when they have donated all of this money for you to move back to Canada and you get there and all you do is lay on the couch?
Screaming children, it just really gets to my brain. And I mean that in the nicest way. That's just how I am. Like, I'm trying to be true to myself, right? I'm just being honest.
You're being selfish.
Yeah, Lan. I know people, you know, like, from the West will understand, you know? Terry, I have a job.
About kids? No, I don't. I love kids. I love when our house is loud. It's not the older. This is a weird part. The older your kids get, the house is still loud, but it's loud in a different way. Um, my oldest will be talking on his phone loudly. Um, my middle one will be talking on, like, FaceTiming friends while he's playing video games with them. And then my youngest, she is really, really into music. She plays 8 different instruments. And so we constantly have music in the house, but it's her creating music. It's not like blaring music. Um, so the house is loud, but it's not the loud of like when they're little kids and it sounds like a herd of buffalo running down the middle of the hallway and you hear all the yips and the screams and the laughs and like that really joyous loud that you have when they're little. And that's the thing that she's complaining about, which is sad because I think that is one of the most beautiful and innocent sounds in the world.
Are you saying that just because people have a job? There's people with 3 jobs who still can't afford things. You don't know my full financial situation. Are you going to donate? No, so then shut it.
I know that you make more than the majority of people that are watching you. Just saying.
Bye. See ya. Why are people pocket watching so obsessively? Why?
Because you're demanding us
You're an
fill your
introvert? Yeah, you
pockets.
know. I can't tolerate loud for very long. Yeah. As a stay-at-home mom.
It is so funny when people say that. Well, you're an introvert, huh? Yeah, she's such an introvert that she has to get online and have thousands of people stare at her every day, constantly. And like, I think it's different when it's a video like this because there is pressure on me to get content out and to do a good job. But I don't have a little box on the side where you guys can tell me that I'm an idiot or I'm so wrong or I didn't get it right or um you know what I mean? She wants that. She wants to have everybody in her little chat sitting there telling her how beautiful she is and how funny she is and how great she is. She's not an introvert. Guys, she's an animal at a zoo. Like, literally. She wants to sit behind glass and let you guys get close enough that you can see her through the glass and you can kind of bang around and stuff, but never close enough to actually touch her. And you pay to see the show. She's a zoo animal.
Mom, I feel you. I always say I want to be on an island where I don't even hear a bird chirp. Yes. Right, like go somewhere else. No one cares. Bye. Get a job. Yeah, okay. If get a job. Yeah, I got a job here, you'd all report me. So get a life. Hey Jill.
But you are the one who put yourself in the situation that you are in a country where you cannot work because you do not have the proper visas. Though she might be able to get the proper paperwork since she's not on a tourist visa anymore. Just a thought.
Yeah, but I feel like that's seen as rude here, Lan, you know?
Okay, I feel like she's going really, really slow. Maybe I'm just running my mouth too much. I don't know. We're gonna hop on up to 2 and see how this feels.
I just feel like I am, and I hate that feeling. I feel like I've had to change so much of myself to try to fit in and appeal to other people. Like, no, I'm done with that. I am who I am. Fuck. Yeah, so I'm tired of like, I feel like, you know, and I'm not like downing the culture because I respect it, obviously, but I feel like I've, for a long time, tried to fit in and I don't. I had to change who I am. I have to be someone else. And I'm tired of that. Like, I don't want to. I want to be me. And I don't know.
But you knew what this was going into it. You knew what the culture was. You knew what was expected of you. And if you didn't, you could have at least got online and searched. I mean, put in a little bit of effort. Um, I honestly think the biggest issue is that in Kuwait, they were kept so isolated that she could get away with the behavior that she was doing, and then the behavior got them in trouble. And Salah realized just how bad that behavior was, called her on it, told her she will change. She went to Canada. She, became soft spoken and mild and gentle and kind and loving. And now that she's here and she's dealing with children who run and scream and play and have fun, and women who very easily carry off what she's trying to do, she can't do it. I mean, there are always those women around who, like, it almost appears as if they effortlessly always look beautiful. They effortlessly clean the house. Like, everything comes so easy, and they are just natural wives and moms. That's just what it is. And I think that's what she thought it would be for her, or that he wouldn't change her and never want that. And he does want it. And now that she's surrounded by it, she's realizing that it's probably something that she can't ever do without really changing a lot. Um, and then I also think on top of it, she thought that she would, with Salah, it was always, I can throw money at him. As long as I'm throwing money at him, I can get away with it, whatever I want. Well, money's drying up a little bit, and she got them removed from a good setup that they had. So now that money is not working quite so well. She thought that her money would let her show up in Syria and everybody would think she was great and fall on their faces in front of her. And it seems the opposite has happened.
And I want to not be ashamed of who I am. I feel like I'm ashamed. Like I'm, like I feel like, especially because I can't have kids, I feel like I'm looked down on by certain people. You know? And I don't want to feel that way because where I'm from, there's a lot of women who don't have kids. I don't want to be part of a culture where everyone has a million kids and it's like normal and, people pressure, there's like pressure, like I don't know. I don't want to be part of that anymore. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that with respect. But anyway, that's why I'm asking.
I think part of what she doesn't realize, because it is not how it is here, um, but it is for a lot of the older cultures. Um, like when you get into like Chinese, Japanese, um, Scottish, Irish, a lot of Arab countries, um, marriage is not always marriage and children is important, but it is important because that is what the family legacy is passed down through. When you get into Ireland and Scotland, that is how royal lineages are carried on. Not that there's kings or queens, but that lineage is what keeps that home or that estate taken care of and provided for, and so it's a very big deal to have that. But it's the same. Some of these people, they are, when you get into Arab communities, um, they're people who have lived on that land forever. Somebody from their family has held that land forever. That is a legacy. It is a tradition. It is a very big deal, and generally, those things are left to a male heir. So for me to have a male heir, I have to have a son. Like, so if I get a son and I want one and that's it, I can be done. But if I have daughters and I haven't had a son yet, keep going till you get a son because you have to have a male heir to leave that kind of stuff to. In America, well, Western countries in general, we can pretty much marry for love whenever we want, however we want, as many times as we want. That is not always the case everywhere else in the world. And, Kuwait was a fairly modern, westernized country. Syria is not quite so much, and it's not even the fault of Syria, it's just where they are at in this time frame because of what their country can allow. But part of it really is like if Salah is the only son, who inherits that family house that he's working so hard to keep up? Where does that legacy and the legacy of his fathers and his father's fathers go? It I don't think that she doesn't grasp that it's not just about, well, your woman make child. No, I have to lock my legacy in. I have to pass this to someone. If not, my family loses this when I am gone. I know it's still have children, but it's a different kind of have children. And it's something that people have struggled with for a really long time. I cannot tell you how many diaries you can find, especially from like the Regency period, where women wanted to marry for love and they couldn't because their dad needed to make sure that the land would stay in the family or that it would go to somebody good because he had no daughters. Um, I don't I don't think she is cultured enough or historically wise enough to realize that this could be part of it.
For help, Scully. No, I don't want a man. Strawberries. I'm good. Yeah, I know, Katie. You know what I mean? I'm the odd one out. Yeah. You don't need them to be complete, but in this culture, yes, you do. Yeah, Monica. Salah has never made me feel that way, though. That's why I've gotten this far. You know? Hey, strawberries, thank you. Strawberry with chocolate. I think you have to have a PayPal account to send normal PayPal, yeah. With the fundraiser, you didn't. Oh, Lavisa, no, you're not blocked. With the fundraiser, you didn't have to have an account, but to send money now you do, yeah. It is a hard time. It is hard because it's like, I guess, yeah. Coming from a traditional Southern family, I'm held to a standard as white people can't even hold themselves to. Sister and mom-in-law aren't even married, never had been. Well, that's the thing. And like, Kingston, all-inclusive, really living liberal. Yeah, vulgar. It's not the norm though. Hey, Katie. And she's like, I don't know. I think it might be different if you're like a dude of a family, like, you know. No, right, carefree.
It's starting to sound to me like a whole lot of this just comes down to having children. Like that's, and the other thing too to think about in Kuwait, they just had their little apartment thing. There wasn't a house, there wasn't a family house to pass down. There wasn't a piece of land that you could leave to children. I, I mean, it may very well have put a different weight on Salah and what he now wants his future to look like. And clearly, it does not involve her.
Oh, tiny shamrocks. You're number one. Thank you. I love the super sticker. It's so cute.
Because she keeps saying, I can't have children. But the thing is that honestly, if she wanted to have children, I am sure there are many Syrian children who have lost parents due to the war and what it has done to that country. And I am pretty sure that there are plenty of Syrian children that need homes and to be adopted. So she has an option to, I hate to say produce an heir, but that's pretty much what it is. She has that option. She's choosing not to, which is kind of sad. Because I honestly think that having extra people in the house would do good for her. And it might be the thing at the end of the day that would keep her from just rotting into the couch.
Cute. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's cute. Hey, Mitchy Med. Thanks, Teardrop. You're sweet. My dogs are my kids. I'm just saying that's the kind of life. Like I've always been fighting this insecurity. I don't talk about. There's so many personal feelings I don't talk about online. You know, because I've kind of been in denial about it. Like, no, that's not who I am anymore. I'm a traditional wife, and I'm not like. And if we both have different needs in life, the mature and responsible thing to do is go separate ways, even if we love each other.
If you are not a traditional wife, then why did you sign up for a traditional marriage? I think that's a very valid question to ask. Like, you sold yourself as something that you are not, and now you're regretting it. But you're the one who sold yourself that way.
Really, Monica? Yeah, you know. Yeah. No, they know I can't have kids, but yeah, maybe. No, I'm not. Yeah, Gabrielle. I don't know. Right, Lily. And that's the thing. Life is too short. Like Breeze, if like life is too short to feel inadequate, especially when you can surround yourself in an environment where you feel whole.
But if at the end of the day the biggest concern is children, if you want children but you feel like you can't because you can't physically have them, you can adopt and they are still your babies. I I had a friend I went to high school with, and she was adopted. And she would always tease us and tell us that she was special. She was better than us. And it was like, why? Girl, why you special? And she would say, your parents got stuck with you. Mine walked in and picked me out. Hey, like that is a way to look at it. It's not ever that she never looked at it as unwanted. She never looked at it that her biological parents didn't want her. She looked at it as your parents got what they got and they didn't throw a fit. Mine walked in and said, that's the one. She's the best one. And it changed, like, once her parents started talking to her about it like that, it changed her whole perspective on it. Um, Adoption can be rough, but adoption can be so beautiful at the same time. And sometimes it's the ugliest, grittiest things that turn out to be the most beautiful. Um, but she hasn't. She either hasn't thought about it or she doesn't want that to be an option at all. She wants it forever to be her and Salah. And if she can't have her way, then she's done.
You know, and I'm not like, again, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It's literally like fitting a circle, because I'm a circle shape, into a square little box that I'm just not made for. And yes, it took me a while to realize that, and I tried because I love Salah and I do love a lot of things about the culture, maybe to visit, but for permanent, it's not going to work. So I'm trying to enjoy myself now. Peasant Penguin, suck it haters and the money hounds reactors. Thank you, Peasant Penguin. Appreciate you. Thank you. Really, Wolf Pup? It's not just an Easter thing, but you see more women without having children in the West, I'd say, for sure. Margie, there's people your age for sure. Breeze, if it's true though, you know? Yeah, it can be. It's not about getting high at all. It's a lot more than that. Yeah, but the thing is like, Tiny! Oh, thank you, Tiny! Who got them? Hey, Andre. Who got them? Ready, set, bees. CM got one? Bobby Joe, I will help out more for this Friday. I love you. Chantal and Julie, I want you home. Thank you, Bobby Joe. You're very kind. Thank you. And of course, if you guys don't have it, don't even think about it. I'm just, asking. All you can do is ask. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you so much. Who got the gifts?
I think it would be very hard to, if I wanted to support Chantal, to sit there and look at my bank account and think I only have $5. Do I give it to her or do I hold on to it? And then she's like, don't worry about it, guys. If you don't have it, don't give. But remember, it's getting bad over here. People are getting hurt in my town, but don't you dare worry about it. What kind of schmuck am I to sit at home with $5 in my bank account while I am securely in America? Like, I don't know a whole lot of people that have some kind of heart that wouldn't look at that and say, well, it's only a week till payday. I can make that. I'm going to send her the $5 because that's what people do. That's how people behave. And she knows that. And I don't know. I've also found out that generally in life, the poorest people are generally the ones that are willing to give the most. Like, she knows her target audience and she's using them well.
Yeah. Thanks for the link. Yeah, it's actually, she needs less to go to Canada than she did to come here. Tiny Shamrocks, thank you. Appreciate you. Peasant Penguin, welcome to Very Important Recipes. Hey, Sneakerhead. Yeah, forget about the gator. I know. I am gonna from now on. I just wanted to say my piece,
Okay, she said she wanted to say her piece. We have been here an hour, my dears, and I'm not here to keep you all day. So I am going to go ahead and say thank you for hanging out with me today. Let me know your thoughts and comments on everything Chantal was running her mouth about. Let me know about what I was running my mouth about. This one very much felt like we're getting closer to an actual real rage. And I think when we do get a real rage, it's going to be absolutely explosive. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. So I am going to remind you guys that I need you to be good and I need you to behave yourselves. But if you can't, do it right. Post it online so we can talk about it later. Bye, guys.